And welcome, guys, to another episode of Wrong Side Simulations, bringing the best content from the wrong side of the airplane, the right seat. And as always, my name is Blake, and I'm a real-world flight dispatcher, aiming to bring you a little more context to your flight sim viewing experience. Hope y'all enjoyed that pain-in-the-ass intro there of using FS realistic walking whatever stuff. Didn't really go. Wasn't as user-friendly and it's as easy as I would have liked to have been, but nonetheless, it's a cool little effect. So, guys, today we're going to have a lengthy little flight compared to what we usually fly on this channel. Going to be looking at flying from Detroit down to Austin, Texas, with the wheels up, wheels down of 2 hours and 56 minutes, flying at a cost index of CI 99. And I want to thank y'all for coming to hang out with me today on my birthday. I wasn't going to say anything about my birthday because I'm not one to really care about my birthday, like most men don't give a shit. But apparently Discord blares that shit out for everybody to know. So might as well call it the birthday stream, right? So I'm going to spend my birthday with y'all. Wes, what is going on, my friend? People, the door is closed. Yeah, shit. Yeah, we're not authorized to walk down yet. Yeah, I think the door didn't open because initially I didn't have battery power turned on in the airplane. So when GSX went to open the door, it didn't open. So it's probably my fault. But anyways, let's jump down into the flight deck and get underway. And let's get a little get packs running. And as you can tell, we just connected to VATSIM. Oh, and we've got Detroit online now too. Cool. What was I about to do? Alrighty. Riley, what's up, my friend? Hey, happy birthday. About to head to Detroit from Chicago. Nice. Very nice. Maybe we'll pass each other as you're on your way in. Yep. Now, so we haven't fueled up yet. Cruising at 34,000 feet, and touchdown zone elevation out in Austin is 542. So that looks good. Alright, so the frame rates are suffering. And we're going to talk on VHF2. We'll dial that up here in a little bit. Let's load our fuel. Looking at 28.3 on the gas. And then in the payload, zero fuel weight's going to be 126.5. Sweet, so that is all set. So now we'll come up and I won't start the APU yet. Probably not. Let's see. Menu FMC, position and net. And we are in KDTW. Origin, Detroit, heading down to Austin, Texas. Flight number, we are Delta Airlines 775. It is a real world flight number, and this flight actually in real life leaves in 2 minutes. Departing off runway 03 left is what I'm going to plan on. Departure. It's going to be on the Berry 2. Synchro transition. Back to route. And then it's going to be Saitek, I guess. Direct to Saitek. Q29. Memphis. Then direct Lufkin. TNV. And then IDU. Arrival. Be ILS. Let's go 18 left. And then it's gonna be the Biter 9. IDU transition. Dtw-Aus. Cool. Activate that. Got the zero fuel weight in. Reserve fuel is 3.5. Cost index 99. Cruising altitude, we'll be flying at 340, at least to start with. Winds are 271 at 147. Holy shit, no wonder it's taking so long to get down there. Damn, that is a strong ass headwind. And temperature's minus 49. Execute that in one limit. And we'll do a flex of 55. Should do it, I hope. Takeoff is going flaps 15. Our CG 142, 142, 145. And let's see. Departure heading is 035. Top altitude 17,000 feet. And let's get panel lighting up. Alrighty, well, that is set. Let's get the APU fired up, and then we'll get our PDC and get ready to head on out of here. Not your fault, people can't see a closed door. Very true. And Thomas, I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. I'm not a fan of birthdays. It is like attention that I don't ever really like. Alright, so we'll get the ADIS, the digital ADIS first. Information Alpha 1953 Zulu, which was a little less than an hour ago. Winds are calm, 5 statute miles, haze, broken 1500, overcast 3500. Simultaneous ILS Zulu, runway 4 left, 3 right, departing 3 left, 4 right. We got 3 left in the box. More information Alpha. Cool. Alright, for our PDC, I'm going to squawk 4110. Berry 2 secret transition, basically as filed, 340. Altitude restrictions climb via SID. Departure frequencies 2625. Man. Actually, it's 22, not 25. There we go. Sweet. Columbia said departure frequency. Playing 4 left for departure. Why? What the fuck, dude? That is a long ass taxi. Really pretty straightforward though. Contact Detroit approach on frequency 2622 for taxi with current ADIS code. If you have any questions or are unable to accept the assignment, contact AC. Alright, whatever. So we'll go put in 4 left. Still good. Cool. All right. 'Get all the doors closed. Release the ground cart. Hang on, guys.
Detroit, Delta 519, 3 South, information Alpha taxi.
Delta 519, Detroit approach. Thanks for Alpha. Just verify your squawk in mode, Charlie. I don't quite see it down there yet.
I'm probably not. Here, let me look.
Delta 519, I got you now. Thanks. Runway 3 left, taxi via Juliet, Papa, Papa 1.
Alright, 3 left, Juliet, Papa, Papa 1, Delta 519.
All right. Who's ready to head on to Austin, Texas? Good afternoon, Detroit approach. Delta 775 is over at Alpha 40 with information Alpha, ready to push and start.
Delta 775, push and start your discretion. Call me at the south end of the terminal there for runway 4 right at intersection Yankee 2.
Alright, we'll call you on the south end, and we'll plan on 4 right at Yankee 2, Delta 775. Alright, well, I just changed it again.
Low, Endeavor 5714, 4 south, taxi with Alpha.
Endeavor 5714, thanks for Alpha, runway 3 left, taxi via Juliet, Papa, Papa 1.
3 left, Juliet, Papa, Papa 1, Endeavor 5714.
Why is it doing that? Alrighty. Checking the overhead, everything. Make sure it all looks good. That battery cover down. Neato. Why are these guys still in position? Hello to Texas. DFW Center is now online. Oh, so is Cleveland Center, so we'll be talking to them when we get airborne. Let's see. Push it. Bam. Thank you for that. I meant to turn it off whenever I got up, but I forgot to turn it back on. 1987. Tony, what is up, dude? I appreciate that. All is well. In fact, I actually was going to text you last night, but then I realized it was super late, so I didn't. But I was going to chat with you about the 4090. I'd imagine probably not able to really get our hands on any right. Seems like things are still being scalped like a son of a bitch, or at least just unavailable. But I was going to kind of get an update from you, and if we need to pay a little bit more, I am willing to do that. But we'll chat about that later.
519 RNAV, the wings, runway 3 left, clear for takeoff.
On our wings, 3 left, clear takeoff, Delta 519.
But I appreciate the birthday wishes, man. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Make sure my... Oh, come on. Does this every time? Now, gotta reset the overlay. Let's go nose to the right. B738. Brakes release, clear push. That's okay. If we can't get our hands on a Founders Edition, it's not a big deal. We can always, I'll just default to your judgment on which one you think would be best. And we'll do that. Alrighty, let's rock and roll and crank them up.
Delta 519, we're at a 1.3, climbing via the Pebble 2.
Delta 519, 2-story departure, radar contact, climbing 217,000.
I'm going to take 17,000, Delta 519.
Endeavor 5714, RNAD the wings, runway 3 left, clear for takeoff.
On that wing, clear to go 3 left, Endeavor 5714.
He ain't much of a geek, is he? That is ridiculous. Wow. Well, dude, you don't have to go through that much trouble. I mean, worst case scenario, we can always order one off eBay like we did the current rig. I'll have to send your brother to the store and put him out. Okay. Wow, the brake's setting. And we'll crank number 2.
Information Echo current Ann Arbor, the Ann Arbor altimeter 3021.
Not the button.
Detroit approach, good day, American 7680. We have Alpha on board requesting ILS Zulu 4 left.
American 7680, Detroit approach, plan ILS Zulu, runway 4 left.
Micro Center should have them. I'm in Miami.
plan the
Drove
ILS
to.
Zulu 4
Holy
left,
shit,
American
man.
7680.
That is dedication. Happy B-Day, brother. Continue to be great at life and everything. I appreciate that. Super nice. Sorry I didn't see that message before.
5714, radar contact, say altitude leaving.
Aviation Geek, what's up, dude? Welcome. I appreciate it. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
5714, altitude check.
Now, just so y'all know, I removed the little dono link. I don't want nobody trying to
Opposite 80 felony.
dono for my birthday. That's not a worthy cause. Just me being born and isn't warrant of any gifts in my opinion. So I took it off for this stream. Alrighty, so she has given us the wave. So we'll wave back and go through our little after start flow. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Endeavor 5714, climb and maintain 17,000.
And trim's going to be
7,000, Endeavor 5714.
oh, I forgot to plug in the yoke. That's why that wasn't working. Yeesh, that would have been bad. Trucking down the runway, pull back on a stick, nothing happens. Which actually would have been fine because side stick would still work. Here we go. Alright, let's test the brakes now. No? Oh well. As long as that works, that's all I care about. Yeah, let's get the... Oh, thank you. Thank you, Wes. Out of step, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Get the chair set. Sweet, think we're ready to go. Don't pull an XP72. Never want to pull an XP72 because if XP72 has, if you do anything XP72 does, it may not work out. Not to be talking shit. Great dude. Just, you know.
Delta 519, contact
Has a few
Cleveland
mess
Center,
ups here and there.
119.87.
1987, good day, Delta 519.
I spy another issue. Stand by, guys. Gotta unplug the Airbus throttle. All right. I flew a little Airbus last night, and I was watching the the throttles. I could see them like acting very erroneous. All right, now we ready. And that's probably why the brakes weren't working. No, still not working. Whatever. Alright guys, I'll get back to the chat once we get airborne. We'll be pushing it on time. Especially get that second flight in. I didn't know the flight was going to be this damn long. Looking at 2 hours and 56 minutes from wheels up to wheels down because we have a 147 knot headwind. That's definitely going to make us fly a little bit slower.
Endeavor 5714, contact Cleveland Center, 119.87.
1987, Endeavor 5714 as well.
Little flight control check. Full up, full down, full left, full right, full left, full right. Flight control check complete. Detroit approach. Delta 775 is on uniform 9 coming up on the south side of the terminal.
Delta 775, Detroit approach, runway 4 right at Yankee 2, taxi via Juliet, Yankee 2.
Alright, 4 right via Juliet, Yankee 2 at Yankee 2. Or 4 right at Yankee 2 via Juliet, Yankee 2, Delta 775.
American 7680, just going to maintain 8,000.
Descend and maintain 8,000 for American 7680.
I'm sure he's going to be ready for us as soon as we get there. First fix.
Delta 775, RNAV the night train, runway 4 right at Yankee 2, clear for takeoff.
RNAV night train, clear takeoff, runway 4 right at Yankee 2, Delta 775. There we go. And that's why I looked, because I knew that's what he was going to say. Alright, clear on the approach, clear down the runway.
Detroit approach, good afternoon, Sky 538 is with you at 16000.
And takeoff.
Sky with 5538 Detroit approach. Information Alpha's current at Metro. Fly on the ILS Zulu, runway 4 left.
Plan the ILS runway, the ILS 4 left, Zulu for Sky 538. We got information Alpha for Sky 538.
5538, thanks. Descend to maintain 8,000.
Descend to maintain 8,000, Sky 538.
Positive rate of climb.
Delta 775, radar contact, stay altitude leaving.
And Delta 775 is 1.9, climbing the Berry 2.
Delta 775, thanks. Climb via the Berry 2 departure.
Climb via the Berry 2 departure, Delta 775.
Control aircraft information, Foxtrot current at Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor altimeter is 3022. Information Golf current at Willow Run. The Willow Run altimeter is 3022. American 7680, descend to maintain 4,000.
4,000 feet, American 7680.
Delta 775, climb and maintain 17,000.
Climb maintain, flight level 17,000 for Delta 775. So guys, as y'all can see, we got the sterile cockpit little logo there above my webcam. So I think a good rule of thumb for trying to be ultra realistic, as well as so I don't fuck up. From now on, below 10,000 feet will be sterile cockpit, just like in real life. It's also something that we do anytime that we're out of the gate. It's a real life procedure that all airlines do, and it is an FAA regulation. Oof, that's not what we want. And it'll just allow me to focus when in critical phases of flight. And there's 10,000. Nope, wrong button. Should be handing us off to center here pretty soon. Damn it. Left my fucking camera. I had it set up for a pushback camera and I forgot all about it. And then I had this camera set up for like engine start. Jet Kid, what's up, dude? Happy freaking birthday to you. Well, I appreciate that, my friend. I very much do. Hope all is well. You still at the crash pad today, or what you got going on?
Information Bravo, current at Metro, the Metro altimeter 3023. American 7680, turn left heading 120 to set and maintain 3000.
Left 120, descend maintain 3000, American 7680.
Delta 775, contact Cleveland Center 119.87.
Over Cleveland Center, 1987, Delta 775. Have a great day.
Skywest 5530.
Center, hello, Walker 1757 with you, flight level 300.
Walker 1757, Cleveland Center, hello.
In Cleveland Center, Delta 775, just past 15 for 17,000 on the Berry 2 departure.
Delta 775, Cleveland Center, climb maintain flight level 340, resume normal speed.
Climb to flight level 340 and resume normal speed, Delta 775. Yeah, I may have accidentally deleted some speed restrictions in there too.
Cleveland Center, American 581, information Juliet, ready for taxi.
American 581, Cleveland Center, runway 6.
Bam!
Kilo Lima.
Juliet Kilo
And
Lima,
so
runway 6 right, American 581.
I'm gonna have to Google that one because I don't know that airport code.
Frontier flight 536 cross Bucko at maintain flight level 310.
Bucko 310, Frontier Flight 563.
Where is Geo? Brown County Airport. Surely, oh, Georgetown? Or maybe you mean somewhere else. It looks too small for somewhere for your airline to take you, or like to do service in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a feeling I was probably looking at not the right, not the right airport. That's pretty neat. Well, I'm sitting in Orlando, Florida, where it's still hot as balls in December.
Denver 5714, say Mach number.
Mach number. No, 0.79, Denver 5714.
Denver 5714, I'm maintain Mach 0.77.
7 or less, Denver 5714.
Crank them up because I can't hear them at all. So once we get down to Cleveland airspace, Cleveland Center airspace, we will be in uncontrolled airspace until Dallas Center
Hello, Delta 519.
or Fort Worth Center, unless somebody else comes
Delta
online.
519. Hi, we will step away for your scope, Matt.
Roger, that's brief for Portland back.
So, obviously you're gonna be leaving Guyana. Where are you gonna be headed to? Lauderdale? Bad guess. Surely not JFK. That'd be long as shit. And if it is to JFK, I bet it's on a 321 Neo. Right? It's almost like Florida. Especially South Florida, never stops raining.
Frontier Flight 536, leave Myers Space, Washington, Center offline, radar service terminated, frequency 2 degrees, see ya.
Starting Unicom 5600.
November 182, or correction, November 812, Mike, Tango, the Deploy altimeter 3012.
3012, 2 Mike Tango, thanks.
My girlfriend and I are about to get in a fight. So my girlfriend like ultra cares about birthdays, especially hers. I don't give two flying fucks about birthdays. My birthday or anybody else's birthday, to be totally honest. I think they're fucking stupid. So she told me happy birthday this morning before she left for work. I was like, thanks. Then she later on sends me 2 gifts saying good morning, happy birthday dance, good morning, yay. Like I just didn't say anything back. Like, you already told me happy birthday, I already said thanks. I don't know what to say to a gift. So she asked if I was up. I said yep. And then she said, what's your problem? I was like, nothing, why? She said, well, I texted you happy birthday things, you completely ignored me, and then gave a short ass response. Sorry? I don't know.
Cleveland Center Squawk 5722.
5522, 5707.
That's 5722.
5722, 5707.
right, 707, regular contact, 15 miles north of Jackson, flight level 370.
So many text messages. Oh damn, so you gotta fly from there to JFK? That's gonna be a long ass hop. Maybe the winds will help. Let's see what the winds are doing, because we definitely got some strong ass headwinds on this leg. Obviously we're going a different direction. Where is four flights? Do you know the ICAO code for Guyana? I could probably find it.
And center 812 Mike Tango, like to step away for a couple minutes.
812 Mike Tango, that's approved for port back.
We'll go 2 Mike Tango, thanks.
What's the four-letter identifier?
Center American 581, we'll be ready to go at the end.
SYCJ.
581, runway 6 right, clear to take off.
Runway 6 right, clear to take off, American 581.
Delta 775, with Mercedes Indianapolis, start offline, radar service terminated, frequency change, group, have a good one.
Over to Unicom, thanks for your help, have a great day. Delta 775. Bam. Over to the Unicom. Then day after I start. Oh my god, dude, that is. How do you do that shit? That's nuts. As you know, I used to drive, and I used to drive 3.5 hours to over to Lauderdale. And obviously driving's a little bit easier than flying because you're in control of your schedule and all that stuff, but even still, like, that shit sucked, much less flying to Asia. Ugh. Let's crank this up to 36. Oh yeah, y'all gonna have some nice headwinds too. Hopefully your dispatcher keeps y'all a little bit closer. That would probably be your better route. It's gonna be mostly crosswind up until you get beyond San Juan, and then from there you're gonna have some decent headwinds. It's like, so we can find where it peaks out. That radar shit's annoying. About 70 to anywhere between like a 70 and 85 knot headwind. So that's not the worst. As you get closer, it gets a little bit worse, but you'll be descending around here. These are called the waters routes. These routes that are all the way out over the Atlantic. These are called waters. It's kind of a mini version of ETOPS. So your basic ETOPS is 120 minutes from an adequate airport, which those are planned, like you would have range rings around each of those. So waters is a mini version of that, where you got to remain within 60 minutes of an adequate airport. We fly them at my airline as well as Jet Kids Airline. Pretty much all the big boys fly waters routes, I believe. So yeah, so it's basically, if you were to lose an engine, you're within 60 minutes of an adequate airport. Now, an adequate airport is an airport that really the only limitation that you have is to stay within the crosswind limitations or wind limitations of the aircraft. Other than that, we don't care about ceilings, won't care about visibility, none of that. We just care about the winds and do we have a piece of pavement that is open. That is literally the only thing we care about. So the route would be planned basically around those airports. Our software has a list of the airports that we could use as the adequate or the intermediate airports, and it will basically we'll put the route in, and if it is within 60 minutes of the adequate airports, then it'll be good to go. If it's outside of 60 minutes, we can't use that route. We'll have to find a different route. Ultimately, if we don't have intermediate airports that are reporting weather or has a forecast and we can't get one from WSI, something like that, then we have to put them off of the waters routes, which would be down this way within these FIRs or the FIRs, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so waters is going to be out kind of deeper Atlantic, and then non-waters is going to stay down here within these FIRs. So it's like, let's see, let's do should see, there we go. So here's our waters route, and then here is non-waters, staying within the boundaries. And then if you have an aircraft that has an MEL and it can't be any more than like 50 nautical miles off of the coast, then you would be looking at a route like this. Although you might start running into some issues, because this looks like more than 50 nautical miles. But that's probably why this route is here. It's for an aircraft that had an MEL and it can't do extended over water operations. Yep. Man, I can't bring you up on the PC at work. It won't let me turn off restricted mode. So that's probably the company restricting what you can watch, what websites you can go to. I can't, surprisingly, on my company computer, I can't even go to Volanta. It's restricted. I ask myself that question a lot. Ugh. Yeah, from the northeast to the nose, it looks like. Ugh. That is all you, my friend. You can have that shit. It's not for me. Zach, what's up, dude? Well, hello. Happy birthday. Had no clue you were on. Here I am. We are on. Actually got started late, too. Planned to start at 3 and we got off. We got started at like 3:15. Somewhere around there. I am starving. And we should turn the puppy cam on. Get rid of that, and bam! There she is. I think she's a little hungry as well. She keeps licking them lips. As you can see, are very good. Currently doing Birmingham to Charlotte. Nice. Take it you're probably flying as American Airlines. I love taking off from Dallas. Love. Dallas would be a lot of fun, especially if you're taking off towards the skyline. Go with that view for now. Guys, give me just a second. I'm gonna find me something to snack on real quick. I am hungry. Alright guys, I am coming to you from, actually I have a nifty idea. We're gonna do something. It's a little ratchet, but it's what we're gonna do. 'Cause I'm starving. I got this hopefully what is good. Actually, you know what, I might need this. The whole setup. And the doggo wanting food. So I'm gonna bring it on the kitchen with me. Whooping up a little got some marinated ground chicken, and then just some steamed rice. And whenever that is all done, I'm going to combine the two, throw in a little seasoning, and have some good food. There we go. And this way, I can keep streaming and talk to y'all while I'm doing this. I've got the stream pulled up on my phone. God dang it, man! I keep hitting this button. Powering my phone off. There we go. Hopefully that'll work good. You know, for a 3-hour flight, you gotta have some food, you know. Know what I'm saying? My VNav just almost crashed my plane on the 7. That ain't no good. What how's it doing that? I love the new angle. There we go. Yeah, it's a new kind of stream. Cooking with wrong side. Probably more like wrong seasoning. Cooking with wrong seasoning. Seasoning. Got 2 of the 3 dogs in here. They're hoping, you know, food falls on the ground. I'll introduce y'all to the puppers. If you haven't met them already, this is Macy, Chocolate Lab. It's my girlfriend's dog. Super sweetheart. You can see how much she's licking those lips. She wants food. And this is SoCo. SoCo stands for Southern Comfort. He is the oldest of the bunch. He's like 13. Macy is, I believe, 10. And Bella's 10. Bella is mine. She's my black lab. She's kind of a mutt. She is a 51% boxer, 47%. Oh damn, they're all getting playful. 47% lab, and then 3% golden retriever or something like that. He's just a mutt. She's a 100% chocolate lab. This is all that mine does. She just wants love. She doesn't care to play. You throw stuff to her, she won't catch it. She would just, you know, honestly, she'll let a toy hit her in the face and look at you like you're an idiot. This one likes to play a little bit more. And he's vocal. SoCo, shut up. He's like, fuck you. These are mutts, and they cause for a lot of vacuuming. Hey, stop it, bastard. too much. I think it's about time to take this here chicken off. I like to season. Damn. I like to season my food with Cajun seasoning, a little onion powder, a little garlic powder, you know. Get the taste of the swamp. Now we're just waiting on the rice to be done, and we'll be all set. Thanks, Shaq. I appreciate that, dude. Very kind of you. You can branch out of the Food Network. We were, Crystal and I were in Paula Dean's restaurant / shop in Branson, Missouri a few days ago. We did not eat there though. We just looked at kitchen shit. And they know the stream is rolling. Yep. Put that on a crocodile. In fact, it's funny you say that, because that is actually what we're using. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but that's what we're using. The Cajun two-step by Stale Cracker. Cajun. I have no idea. It just put my nose at 5 degrees down. Interesting. Was that on approach, or was that like on the star, or what? The new DCS F15 is looking. It does. Looks real nice. I just man, it. Hang on, guys. My headset just did something weird. There we go. Just need this rice to come on and we'll be ready. Yeah, my issue with DCS, I mean, it makes sense. There's different aircraft, right? But like all the settings are different. Like even basic things, like one airplane would be like throttle 1, throttle 2, and next airplane would be like thrust 1, thrust 2. Like they're all, everything is, you know, it'd be the same function, like nose wheel steering. It's all labeled differently, so it's harder to find in the settings. And I get tired of setting up shit in the airplanes. And then my throttles are commercial airliner type throttles, which I have a hard time using with DCS. But I do enjoy, especially in VR. DCS is a hell of a lot of fun. And I'll probably get the F-15, and I'll probably set it up just enough to fly it once or twice, and then I'll never touch it again. Same with the Apache. I flew the Apache like 3 times. Learned how to shoot a gun and fire a couple fuck, what are those missiles called? Hellfire missiles, and then never touched it again. It's too cumbersome. But I'm also very lazy too. Yeah, Zach, they do sell it. As far as I know, they sell it at Walmart, and it's hella good. If you've ever had Tony Sachery's, it's kind of like Tony Sachery's, and I'll show you what that looks like if I can find it. There it is. I grew up on Tony Sachery's. This is like the biggest seasoning we live by in Louisiana. So it's a lot like this, but it's not as, it's more zesty than spicy, I would say. And my stomach, even though I love spice, like I'm probably going to dump a ton of Tabasco into this little rice concoction I'm making. Even though I love seasoning or love spicy food, it kills my stomach, and I'll be living in the bathroom for that day. The Cajun two-step does not affect my stomach like that. So that's one of the big differences that I've noticed between Tony Sachery's and that. Oh, I guess the stream ended for live plane spotting. We change it. There we go. Still just waiting on that rice. Ah. Hang on, guys. I gotta take this phone call.
Evansville traffic, Diamond 197 Lima, 10-mile final for runway 36, Evansville regional traffic. Evansville regional traffic, Diamond 197 Lima, 5-mile final, runway 36, Evansville regional.
Alright guys, I am very sorry about that. Buddy of mine had quite an important personal thing to let me know about. The food is ready, so if y'all are hungry, help yourselves. Some chicken and rice. I put in some Frank's hot buffalo barbecue sauce, or not barbecue, buffalo sauce with a little Tabasco. And let me tell you, it's kind of spicy. Kind of spicy. I'm just gonna feed these dogs. Leave me alone. It'll be good. Right. That took long enough, didn't it? Some snack. Oh, damn. Cooked up like a meal. Unfortunately, we are still outside of controlled airspace. Otherwise, they'd been yelling at me. Trying to catch back up on the chat. Are you cooking on your birthday? What kind of criminal negligence is this? Yeah, I was cooking on my birthday. We're going out to eat to a Mexican restaurant tonight where we always go. Ain't nothing special. It's just birria tacos and margaritas. Gonna get a nice little buzz for the birthday. That's about all I really care about, I guess. I'm just not a big birthday person. I don't really care about them. Alright, Jet Kid. We'll do a story as best we can. I don't even know how to navigate in those airplanes. Like, I'll be stuck just following, following you. Flying formation to get to the target, because I have no idea how to navigate. Oh, and the dog's back already. Was that good? put a little rice in her food. So I'm sure she enjoyed it even more than normal. Phone call with hand on the hip. Serious, professional, or deepish. Yeah, that was Crystal asking what we want to do tonight for dinner, and if she should skip the gym, which I'm like, no, go to the gym. If she skipped the gym, we wouldn't be able to finish the flight. So I ain't about that. Yeah. So it wasn't really super serious. What my buddy had to tell me was pretty serious. What the hell, dude? I haven't actually lost connection. I don't know why it keeps popping up that message. Blue Mac, thanks, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Looking like a work call. I think you're right, but it's his birthday. Let the man cook and fly. Hope I don't have a repeat of my last flight. Well, Jackie, what happened on the last time you flew out of Georgetown? Well, a smooth landing. Ain't no rest for the weary. Dustin, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I appreciate everybody's birthday wishes. Very nice of y'all. I think y'all probably care about it more than I do. There's that damned old connection error. Yeah. Look at all them yellow airplanes. Wait, this one's waiting on a gate. Stay in hot water. If that were a true profession, I would be a billionaire. Hell yeah, so would I. I think we all would. Phone to the shoulder action. Good thing we're at cruise for a while. Yeah. If anything, I guess it kind of passed some time. I didn't miss anything. Had to reconnect all my damn Sonos speakers. Apparently power surge last night during the storm. Ooh. That ain't no good. Sonos speakers are nice. Sonos. Plug this camera back in. Lay down. Big old eyeballs. She got those boxer eyeballs. That's about the only boxer I see in her. I'll help you out in the F-18, six-ish hour delay. Holy. Yeah, that sounds like some yellow banana type stuff, if you know what I mean. The earlier or last week when we were going to Branson, we had to fly into Kansas City and then drive 4 hours from Kansas City to Branson. And we were 4 hours late waiting for a crew. Mainly, it all started, the aircraft went to LaGuardia first flight of the day. And of course, LaGuardia had airspace flow programs and that kind of stuff. So that kicked off the delay. And because of that, they ended up having crew issues, so they had to recrew. And then one of the pilots called out or some shit. So then they had to find another crew, so they stole a crew off an inbound flight, but we had to wait for that inbound flight. So we were supposed to land in Kansas City at 10:30 p.m. Or 10, something like that, and we ended up landing at 2 a.m. And then, to make it even worse, we went to Hertz to pick up a rental car. I wasn't supposed to have to talk to anybody, just go pick up the car. So, jump in the car, or grabbed a car. Tried to exit the lot. The guy was like, "Oh yeah," and this guy was like overnight security who also lets the cars out, but he's not a Hertz employee. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put the information in. It says rate override." I was like, "All right, well let me go grab another car and try that and see if that works." So we back up, go grab another car, a shittier car. Cause I'm thinking like maybe I grabbed too nice a vehicle. So grabbed a shittier car, came back, same thing, rate override. He's like, well, sorry guys, you're gonna have to wait until they get in at 7 o'clock. So we had to go post up in front of Hertz counter for like 4 hours, waiting for somebody to show up. They finally showed up. Turned out it was whatever discount code, my ID 90, which is like a airline employee website. The code that it gave was invalid for that location. So yeah, we had to wait. The dude got it squared away, got us our car, and we finally left. So overall, we were supposed to be at our hotel at 1 a.m. We didn't get there until 11 a.m. Pain in the ass. But the good side of it was we got to drive during daytime. We got to see a lot of really pretty Missouri countryside. So that was about the only perk there was. We lost like 8-9 hours of our vacation. You need to get a butt kicker for your seat. That'd be cool. Especially like engines are like spooling up and start feeling it more and more. Although, in all honesty, in a real airplane, you don't really feel anything unless you you only feel shit when you land. Maybe when the gear drops, depending on the aircraft type. Like CRJ, when that gear drops, there's a big clunk and you kind of feel it. Dumpster fire, LaGuardia's fault. Yep. Yeah, it sucked. It was not fun. Now coming back was perfect, but it shows the difference in like
Memphis traffic, FedEx 3072 Heavy on the Blue 3 arrival for runway 9er, Memphis.
it just shows the difference in like flying the beginning of the day versus the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, and Jet Killed, you'll know this. But for anybody who ever ends up working in aviation, or if you just picking flights to go somewhere, fly first flight of the day. Because if you fly towards the end of the day, which we didn't have a choice on our flight, it was the only flight we had from Orlando to Kansas City on my company. Stupid bots. Remove. Thank you, Wes. So, you know, if you're flying at the end of the day, any delays that occurred, you know, throughout the day, like airspace flow programs, ATC delays, crew delays, maintenance delays, whatever the case, now that line of flying for that airplane is going to get pushed back further and further and further. There might be like 3 or 4 flights before yours on that aircraft. So, unless the day goes perfectly, you're going to get some sort of delay. Unless there's swap options and crew options and that kind of stuff. Fortunately for us, being in Orlando, that was a crew base. So we were able to recrew the airplane pretty easily. Had it been another way around in Kansas City, would probably been canceled, in all honesty. So you always want to fly first flight of the day, because that's usually like things are pretty much reset by them for that airplane's line of flying. So going was shitty, but coming back was perfect. We were out early. I bought Crystal a big front seat on Spirit. I ended up getting a big front seat on Spirit as well, so we got to sleep because, you know, we just drove 4 hours up from Branson before getting on the airplane. So had big front seats. I think we landed 25 minutes early. The only downside to that was we had to wait for our gate to open up because we were so early. So that's just the difference between first flight of the day and last flight of the day on a line of flying for an airplane. Zach, that sounds pretty similar to our deal. How long ago was that? Because it seems like most airlines have like gone to not airlines, but car rentals have gone to a structure where like you don't even have to go to a kiosk. You don't have to do anything. With the past 2 or 3 rental cars I've had, you just walk outside, find your name on the board. It'll tell you what lot your car is in. For me, in fact, when I went this other day, it didn't even give me a specific car. It was like, grab any car you want out of this area. It's like out of President Circle or out of Gold or whatever. So, had my stupid code not been messed up, we could have just, because we were worried about that, like, oh, the counter's gonna be closed by the time we get there. So, had the code not been wrong, we just walk outside, grab a car, and been on our way. But the code. Makes sense. Alright, Jackie, man, have a... God, this shit is spicy. Whew. Have a good flight, dude. Enjoy that 6-hour shit. Hopefully you'll have smooth rides. And thank you so much again for the birthday wishes. Yeah, I'm gonna start... Like, all my sinuses are gonna be emptied out now. Damn, this is hot. So Wes, was it the... It wasn't the gate agent that was boarding people without boarding passes? It was a passenger, right? Like it was a passenger just tried to like walk on the airplane, or... Yeah, it's... God, it's getting more and more frequent too. Yo, Drew Stone, what's up, dude? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, Zach, it'd be worth waiting for that. Like when we got there, we jumped in this Chevy Equinox. It was like decked out though. It had heated seats, which was nice because it was 21 degrees in Kansas City when we got there. But it was a decked out Equinox. Like I would never want to drive an Equinox, but for a rental car, it was nice. Turned out it was like outside of what I bought, naturally. But I asked the guy, I was like, hey, if I wanted to upgrade to this Equinox, how much would it be? And he's like, oh, it's like $40 more. I'm like, duh. But then out of curiosity, it's like, all right, so how much for that sexy ass Chevy Suburban Z71 that's out there? It was like a brand new 2022 Z71 Suburban, super nice. And I like to drive bigger vehicles. I had to be up higher and be able to see more better situational awareness. And if somebody hits me, unless it's an 18-wheeler, probably gonna hurt them more than me. And it was like $200 more, so I was like, yeah, I'm good. Which is good because the first half of the trip we had to park in a parking garage. It must be nice to have a cousin that's manager at Enterprise. Maybe I should get me a cousin that's manager at Enterprise. Let me know where I can find one. And if eBay doesn't have them, I'm sure Craigslist probably does, right? Now I put an ad out on Craigslist, like looking for a cousin or other similar family member who's a manager at any car rental. Hell yeah, dude, I'd have done the same thing. Made it to the back of our 7-3 and said he was on the wrong flight and bolted off. By the time they were informed the captain, he apparently was nowhere to be seen. Yeah, that's sketchy as shit. Fortunately, somebody noticed, but the other thing to keep in mind too is, he's inside security, so he's probably been scanned, and he's probably okay for the most part, but you never know. TSA sometimes don't be catching shit. When we were going to Kansas City, this lady came up to me and told me, because she's like, I was wearing my airline shirt and my airline lanyard and stuff, so she came up to me and she was like, hey, there's a bag left unattended in the women's bathroom. And I could actually like look around the corner and see it sitting on his counter. It's a roller bag all by itself. I was like, alright, so of course somebody had been a problem on a Spirit flight, and there were plenty of cops over by our gate arresting this dude. I don't know what he was doing, but walked over to one of the cops and was like, hey, just to let you know, there's random bag sitting by itself in the ladies' bathroom, blah blah blah. And he was like, okay, well, it was like, it's inside security, it's been scanned, so it's y'all's. Y'all can take it to your lost and found, whatever y'all want to do. I was like, oh. I was like, didn't know that's how this goes. Like, all I know is, oh yeah, Shaq, I don't think I have commands. If I did, it would be Hillbilly Gypsy who sets that up. He knows how to do all that shit, and I don't. And I don't think we've set any up. There's not a whole lot to command on my channel, other than maybe like PC specs. I don't really know what else to put in there. But yeah, so I told him, I was like, all I know is the little airport recordings always say, if you see a suspicious bag, tell law enforcement. And he was like, yeah, no, if it's inside the secured area, so the bag's secured, so it's y'all's. But I'm thinking, but what if it's not? Like, well, if like an airport worker put a bomb in a bag and like walked it up, put it in a bathroom. Like, there's ways that stuff can happen. Damn, Wes, they just left you to die. If there was a damn bomb on the airplane, I'm like, oh, sorry, sir, we don't want to take your wheelchair off, so you're just gonna have to say your piece. That's messed up. What airline was that? Now, I can't contest. Since I used to work the ramp, like the things that we hated the most to try to load, and it was mainly because of our airplane type. We worked on CRJ 200s. Cargo doors pretty high off the ground. Plus, you have the engine directly over the cargo door. So when we had to load motorized scooters and stuff like that, that weigh, you know, a few hundred pounds, it was a bitch. Just because we didn't really have the best room to get it in there. Plus, it's heavy. But more so, it was the room. We'd have to like put it on the back belt with the back belt down, turn the back belt on and like scoot it over towards the door, and then like we'd have to stand on the back belt and try to lift it up into there. But if we couldn't like collapse it down to make it smaller, the engine was in the way, and we like have to turn it sideways, and it's like it was, while trying not to damage the airplane, it was tricky. So I can understand in a way, but still kind of messed up. Stuff still gets through regardless of how well TSA is. Yep. My mom forgot she had a pair of scissors in her bag, carry on. Made her on the plane, no problem. So what though? I had just moved to Fort Lauderdale. It was like 5 years ago when Hurricane Irma was coming, and I had two Glock extended mags that were loaded with 9mm in backpack from moving, and I had it like in this little back pocket that you, unless you like know the pocket is there and you check, you're not going to know anything's in there. And so then we were evacuating for Hurricane Irma, and of course we're like going through security, and they pull my bag, and they're like, whose bag is this? I raise my hand, and they're like, do you got anything in here that you're not supposed to have? And I was like, not that I can think about. And he was like, oh, and you work for the airline, oh, how dare you. And then it clicked. I was like, oh shit, there's two mags in there. So long story short, they ended up taking my mags. I had to like go talk to police officers, file a report. She ran my name. Somebody with my same name came back by having a warrant out for their arrest for failure to appear in court. So she thought it was me. Fortunately, my dad was there, who is also law enforcement. My mom and dad came down to help me move. So like, I don't know, it helped having my dad there to talk to her, but she was hell bent that I was this guy. So she scanned a copy of my license to the dispatcher, and the dispatcher was like, nope, that's not him. And that was the only thing that I guess saved my ass. But I lost my magazines, which they were actually my dad's magazines, so it kind of sucks for him. But I didn't get arrested, so that was good. And we were able to make the flight and get out of Fort Lauderdale before the hurricane hit. I'd have been like, where's your supervisor? Also, if everyone has made it through security, then why have bomb sniffing all come through? They're just been using an abundance of precaution, because there are ways that people can get stuff on the airplanes, mainly like airport workers, rampers, that kind of stuff, people who have access, who aren't really scanned as much. Alright, Drew, check. I was having issues with my Discord yesterday. Dude, no you didn't. Everybody, Drew is the nicest. I appreciate you, man. Drew sent me a $25 voucher for Sim Market, which is perfect because that's where I usually end up getting most of my stuff. Damn, that's nice. Thank you, man. That's so nice. That's part of why I hate having a birthday, because I don't know how to handle niceness. Like there's never like not enough words or the right words to say when somebody's super kind. I usually find it to be easier to be the one giving than the one receiving. That's what she said. Man, thank you so much. That's so damn nice of you. Don't make me cry. I'm just kidding. Shan, is that how you say your name? Shane? How do you say your name? I don't want to fuck it up. But thank you. Thank you. I can't tell the sim. Chase, what's up, dude? Alright, Chase, no worries. You, what are you doing to get that money? I know what you're planning to do with that money. You're gonna buy some add-ons, right? But thanks for stopping by. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're just cruising on along. We're about, I think, 250, 300 miles out from, yeah, about 300 miles. Let's see, let's do this. Get some good outside views. I need to let the dogs out. That's why Bella's so restless. They always got to poop after I feed them. Whoa. Which direction looks better? Let's go the other way, because then you can actually see a bit of the ground. That looks a little nicer. There we go. 29 at 737 max. It's nice looking. Let the dogs out real quick. Come on. What's that? I came walking out. One of the dogs is laying by the sliding glass door, wanting to go outside. This stupid thing. It's like after I mute my mic 4 or 5 times, damn, this dude is still waiting on a gate. The side tones, like where I can hear myself in here, it goes away. It's irritating. I was the only passenger who saw and heard how serious the situation was because the rest of the passengers were in the terminal. But I heard every police conversation and pilot and dispatch. Ah, yep. So it's kind of cool though that you got to see the behind the scenes stuff, and even the what do you call it? Like the conversation between the captain and the dispatcher, because that's kind of a little bit of a view into my world as a dispatcher, that we handle stuff like that. I had a flight about a year and a half ago, maybe, depart out of LA, and then had a bomb threat about the time they reached cruise. So we made I won't say it was, well, I think it was it was emergency. Emergency descent, not emergency descent, but we declared an emergency, and then they diverted to Phoenix. And so then, I had the conversation with the crew. They basically, it wasn't even a question. They just sent me a message and informed me like, hey, we got a bomb threat, level 4 or level 3 rather, and we're going to divert to Phoenix. I was like, all right, cool. So then I called Tower, let them know that they are an emergency aircraft, and also coordinate with them like where they want them to park, because every airport has like a designated bomb area where if a bomb went off, it would like affect the surrounding area less. Like obviously you don't want to park an airplane with a possible bomb at the terminal. You want to park remote. So got that information, pass it on to the crew, that kind of stuff. Just kind of there to support and liaison for the flight. And they parked remote. Cops and bomb dogs and all that stuff came on the airplane. Turned out it wasn't really a bomb threat. It was a suspicious person acting very suspicious, messing with the bag, asking questions they shouldn't ask, like, are there any federal air marshals on board? How many are on board? All this kind of stuff. A lot of passengers were very concerned about the passenger. So, anyways, they ended up, I think they sat on the ground in Phoenix for about 3 hours, and we were finally able to get them back out of there. Gotta keep an eye on them rampers. Yep, I used to be one. A lot of times, it's just people who they just want the job for the flight benefits, or to do fucked up shit like, what's the word? Like run drugs, shit like that, or firearms. I have seen that as well. I think there was a couple Delta employees some years ago who were trafficking firearms that way. Drew is the GOAT. He absolutely is. My pleasure, bud. Thanks for streaming on your birthday. Well, see, the thing is, I ain't got shit to do on my birthday, so I would rather spend it with y'all, even though I burned a lot of chunk of time by cooking. But nonetheless, I would much rather stream and hang out with y'all than like not do anything on my birthday. So it's my pleasure to stream for y'all and hang out with y'all on my birthday. The only other thing I'd be doing would be playing Call of Duty. And like when it comes to Call of Duty, I mute everybody. I don't have a mic on. Like, I feel like it's so pointless for most people. All they do is just talk dumb shit. It's not constructive at all. Now if you're like actually like trying to coordinate with team players and stuff like that, like alright, they're over here, let's stack up on this door, blah blah, that kind of stuff, okay, cool. But I'm not gonna sit there on the microphone and just talk shit. So I kind of keep to myself on Call of Duty. I might play with some friends. I got a few of my coworkers that are on Call of Duty, so we play sometimes. If you ever run into a a clan tag that is NKS, you'll know it's me because my name is like on my deal. Blake WR21 I think is my thingamajig. But yeah, since we all work for the same company, our clan tag is NKS. The dog is like, if this guy walks on my bed one more time. No, she don't mind if I walk on her bed. In fact, let me go let them in real quick. I'll bring y'all with me to let them in. Give y'all something to watch. Got all the Christmas stuff going. Oh yeah. Look, she's ready to come in. She's ready to come in. The other dog's probably eating turds. Oh, no, there he is. The little one, he eats turds. Super gross. Well, so I tried to never let him. And because I sleep a lot during the day with my work schedule, I put a tarp over the sliding glass window to the bedroom. And they think they're going to get a TREAT because they get one in the morning, like late morning when we let them out. I'll go ahead and get this set back up to where it needs to be. If we even can. There you go, something like that. Bam. Move, dog. Oh yeah, now we're getting ready to cross over my neck of the woods, where I'm from. We're in South Arkansas right now. That's my hometown, Monroe, Louisiana. If any of y'all know any good like scenery creators on Flightsimpm Flightsimpm.to or 2 or however people call it, I did submit a request like yesterday or the day before to make the Monroe terminal or make the Monroe airport Mike Lima uniform, because there are no terminal buildings whatsoever in Microsoft Flight Simulator for the default scenery, and I am willing to pay for it. So if y'all know anybody who makes airport sceneries, I'll put a request in on there. Mike Lima uniform, MLU. Dude, are these cameras auto track? Yep, they are. I'm pretty sure they are. I think there's 2 separate cameras, and I'll notice that like when the airplane is kind of far out, it'll draw a little box over the airplane, so it's like it's auto tracking it to some extent. Whoopsie, come on. Every time I move my controller, it does that. It's so freaking annoying. Oh, no shit. Born in Shreveport. Hell yeah. I got some family in Shreveport. I'll be in Shreveport probably like December, like Christmas Day, more than likely. My girlfriend and I are flying home to Monroe for Christmas. Spend Christmas with my family. I haven't been home for Christmas in like 6 years, and then drive over to Shreveport and see my grandparents. And that's awesome. Racing daylight, yes sir. Nope, wrong one. So I'm from down here in Monroe. Got this little Monroe airport. So this whole terminal right here, all of this is missing from the default scenery. All you have are 4 little gates hovering in the middle of nothing. Kind of annoying. And I think this hangar is gone. This must be a pretty old image. This was leveled by a tornado with 7 aircraft inside of it. So those aircraft were also totaled. This hangar has been around since World War II. This airport was a B-29 training airport for or training base for the B-29 Navigators. So that's been around since World War II. But you know, just a little janky country regional airport. We're down here at Ruston. is where Louisiana Tech is. And the initial plan was for me to go to Louisiana Tech, get my aviation degree, and be a pilot until the government raised the ATP to 1,500 hours, and that ruled me out with the VA. But anyways, my sister went to Louisiana Tech, just got her master's in marketing, and played softball for Louisiana Tech. And then the guy who helped me out at Hertz, he's from Missouri, but he actually went to school down here in Grambling, right next to Ruston. Kind of a small world. Not too much longer to go. Yep, I am from Duck Dynasty area. They're from the Duck Dynasty, yeah, or it was. Yeah, and they're still very much a dynasty, I guess. More so in like the outdoor world, outdoorsman world. The duck calls and deer calls and all that stuff still very popular. You know, the show's not really a thing anymore. They're still racking in lots of money. I think Miss K has she's got a restaurant in Monroe, a bunch of cookbooks and stuff like that. Like they're doing plenty fine for themselves. But actually, when I worked for Delta, I used to handle their stuff all the time. And how you see them on TV is how they are in real life. They are very, very, very nice, humble, down-to-earth people. They do value their privacy, and they aren't really the biggest fans of like fame and all that kind of stuff. I guess it's kind of like me on my birthday. Like, don't really like super care for the attention. Like, if somebody tells me happy birthday, obviously I'm not gonna be mad at anybody for telling me happy birthday. But like, for example, when I was on a laptop earlier, when I was in the kitchen, one of my best friends in the world needed to FaceTime me to tell me something. So I'm thinking like he wanted to tell me happy birthday. He didn't even know it was my birthday. He didn't say. I didn't tell him either. He's gonna be pissed when he finds out that it is my birthday and he talked to me on my birthday and didn't say anything. He's gonna be mad at himself. But like, I don't give a shit. And so it's kind of like that. Like, they're very, very down to earth, and I've interacted with them quite a lot at the airport, on the airplanes. I've seen them around town, that kind of stuff. Like I knew them before, like they were a big deal. They're just regular, good old folks. How you see them on TV is for the most part how they are in real life. Now, I guess Sai would probably be excluded from that, because Sai's like kind of funny and stupid on the show. Not stupid, but just like kind of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, dumb or something like that. And he's not like that at all in person. In fact, when I was in Atlanta flying back to Monroe one day, Sai and a few of the others were on the flight, and we were sitting at the gate area waiting for the airplane, and a fan walked up and was talking to Sai, and I was like, oh, do you remember when you said this or this and this was done on the show? And he was like, to be honest with you, he's like, I don't watch the show. He's like, they film us and we do our thing. He's like, but I never go back and watch it. He's like, I don't remember anything you're talking about, just because I honestly don't really care to watch my life. So, he's goofy in real life. He's goofy on the show, but he's not that goofy in real life. I guess it's a little bit of a persona in that way. That's why I don't tell people when my birthday is. Yeah, I had no idea that Discord would show. I woke up to some Discord messages and I was like, how do these people know today's my birthday? Because I don't have any social media. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. All I've got is this YouTube channel. And so I was kind of confused at first whenever people were telling me happy birthday. Not that I have a problem with it. I'm not mad at it. I was like, oh, didn't know Discord would do that. Let's see, Shreveport down there. Yep, so there's Barksdale Air Force Base. From the little bit we can see of it. You can see the approach lights. That runway is like 300 feet wide. Hella wide. We got the B-52s landing there. Let's see. And that should be part of Shreveport downtown. And then we should have Shreveport Regional somewheres over here. Let's see, where'd Barksdale go? So Barksdale is there. It should be, that's across lake. My grandparents live on that lake. So it should be, there it is. You can barely see it, that's Shreveport Regional. I have actually seen a Shreveport for sale. It's not high quality by any means, but it's higher quality than what you would find as far as freeware on Flightsimpm.to. It's on Sim Market. So Legal Blind Flies, if you want Shreveport scenery and you don't have it already, there is a Shreveport scenery on Flightsimpm.to. Sorry, not Flightsimpm.to, but Sim Market. God, I love the 75. What happened there? There it goes. Cool looking little Embraer. I like the little stripe going down it. Oh yeah, that's our time to note taking. I didn't really know what you meant by not taking. I just kind of figured maybe that. Damn, that dude is still waiting on a gate. That is ridiculous. Got him on an airplane. Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, maybe that just means like he doesn't have the scenery. Note taken. There's hardly been any VAT sim lately. It amazes me how much is always on in Europe and very little in the US. Yeah, I think people are just a lot more hardcore aviation enthusiasts in Europe. And maybe they got different culture, like unlike Italy, and this is just a wild example, but like Italy has 2 hours built into every workday for naps. So maybe there's some sort of culture difference there too that gives them more time to. What is going on with this? They started doing that out of nowhere. Let's see if we can find a different plane spotting channel. Would y'all rather watch JFK or LAX? We actually have two different channels. live with LAX. Oh wait, maybe this is not. Maybe this is, what is this? No, yeah, we got 2 different channels that are live in LA, or LAX, and 1 in JFK. JFK is probably gonna be starting to get dark, if not already. No, they still got some daylight. Alright, we got 1 vote for LA. And if this turns out to like not be a great, don't have like great viewing angles, then we'll switch it up. You're welcome. Let's get the airplane prepped for arrival so we won't be behind the ball on that. We're getting ready to cross into Lufkin, Texas. Okay, let's see. So we'll do ILS 18 left. Frequency is going to be 110.5, which is already live there, and in nav 2. Cool. That is, not gonna lie, that is a good looking airplane. It's one of the new 321s with Delta, and they got the black around the window. Ugh, love it. Love it. I'll carry my ass over to Delta. Go work for them. Cool, we got 2 votes for LA. Let's see, so our final approach course is 175. And last night I flew into Atlanta, and it was a 1/4 mile. And I was about 3.5, 4 miles out and caught like a huge gust of wind. And it rolled my airplane to the right so hard that autopilot disconnected and forced to go around, and came back, and like whatever that wind wasn't there no more. It was weird. I don't know if maybe it was like a weather update, like the sim updating the weather while I was on approach, or what it was, but it was a little bizarre. Okay, so we got, now let's do KAUS. We'll draw a 5-mile range ring around the airport, and then a final approach fix of Dtw-Aus, whatever that is. And we'll get the opposite heading to draw our center line. It'll be 355. Cool. Drop our speeds in there, 139. Supposed to have 10.6 on arrival. Winds are forecast to be a little gusty. It might be different now, so we'll pull up the live weather and see what it's looking like. Sure, it'd be nice if we had an EFB or some way to check in sim. Man, Drew, I wish you could have seen the first approach that I shot, like the the way that the airplane handled was, I mean, it was wild. Like, shit you not, we're just flying along and all of a sudden it goes whoom, wham, like it rolled. I'm pretty sure the flight control computers had to intervene. And then I kind of waited to see what it was going to do. Heard the, which was the, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the locking mechanism to keep the stick from being able to be moved. So when you disconnect the autopilot, for those of y'all who don't know, that's what you're hearing when you hear that clunk. That's the locking mechanism to allow the side stick to be moved. Yeah, so I heard that and I was like, oh, yep, autopilot. So it kicked off. I took control, went around, came back on, and that's when I turned the stream on Discord, and y'all were able to watch the second landing where nothing happened. The ground came out of nowhere. Yeah, I think we picked up the ground around 200 feet. So that's a Cat 1 approach. Oh, thank you, Drew. Perfect. I was about to go type it in myself. So let's see. In Austin, we got winds 170 at 11 knots. Perfect, because we're landing on 1.8. Visibility 10 statute miles. Clouds are scattered at 4,200 feet. Broken 6,000. Temperatures 26, dew point 19. Altimeter's 3011. So let's get that into the standby. And we need to dial in our minimums as well. Because in ILS and it's flat terrain, we're going to go with radio altimeter instead of baro. We'll just put in 200 there. This is definitely one reason why I like the Airbus a little bit more than the Boeing. You can just type in your minimums into the MCDU instead of having to do all this dialing and shit. Not about that dialing life. 3011. That is set and ready to go. 110.5, 110.5 both. I think we're looking good. Looking good, not too far out. We're about 95 miles or so from top of descent. They got a lot of Maxes taking off out of LA. Probably do a lot of their Hawaii flying. I think they do a lot of Hawaii out of Oakland as well. This dude's got some good angles. I like that it's like level or a little bit like lower than the runway. Looks nice. Alright, so since we are getting near our top of descent, okay, so Zach, so you have two different altimeters on the airplane for landing. You got radio altimeter and baro altimeter, barometric altimeter. So, radio you're going to use for when you have two. I'm not really trying to word it. So basically, you would use a radio altimeter when you're on a precision approach, so like an ILS or like an LPV, RMP, AR approaches. Radio is going to be used on a precision approach. So like in the Airbus, for example, if you have like an RNAV approach that's only like LNAV, VNAV, something like that, it's not a precision approach. It's a non-precision approach. You'll notice that the MCDU won't even give you the option. Like, it won't even show radio altimeter on there. Because, like, you know, in the Airbus, when you go into the landing perf page, it's got baro and it says baro and it says radio in the spot where you put in like your weather components. So if you're on non-precision, it's not even going to give you the radio altimeter option. So for a precision approach and with mostly flat terrain, because the thing is, radio altimeter is kind of like sonar. It's going to send radio waves out of the antennas on the belly of the airplane. I think there's, for the most part, all airliners have two radio altimeter antennas at the bottom of the airplane. So it's going to shoot out a radio frequency, it's going to hit the surface of the ground, bounce back up, and it's measuring, the airplane is measuring how high it is from ground level. So if you're flying over mountainous terrain, like you're coming into like, I don't know, Albuquerque or who else? I don't know, like airports that have like, you know, some not level terrain within, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles of the airport. Actually, probably further out than that. Like within 15 miles of the airport, if you're gonna be flying over unlevel terrain, you'll get erroneous readouts from the radio altimeter. You don't really want that. So if you're on a precision approach in mostly flat terrain, you can use radio altimeter, and that's going to be measuring from the ground to the airplane. Now, if you are on a non-precision approach or you're flying in mountainous terrain, you don't want to use baro. So baro is measuring from sea level. So if you're looking at a chart, let's pull the charts up. We're about to brief this anyways. One is working. There it goes. Alright, so let's look at ILS from runway 18 left. So you're going to have two different values. So if you're looking down here at the minimums, this is AGL. So if you're using a radio altimeter, you would want to be using that figure right there. This is sea level. So we've got decision altitude and then decision height. The H is in parentheses to indicate that this is the value used for decision height. So height above touchdown, aka ground level. Decision altitude, altitude is sea level. So you got this figure here. So if we were shooting this approach, and we wanted to use baro, we'd have to use 692 as our barometric altimeter. So this would be 200 feet off the ground, but using sea level. So if we were to take 692 and subtract touchdown zone elevation of 492, that gives us 200 feet from ground level. So sea level, ground level. So barometric altimeter, you're going to use this. Radio altimeter, you're going to use this. This is height above touchdown, so your airplane from the ground when you hit minimums, and then this is sea level. Now you got to make sure that's like when you're coming into land that you have the correct altimeter setting. Otherwise, you would have an incorrect readout as far as like when you're 200 feet off the ground by using the barometric altimeter. It can be a little confusing, especially when you're just explaining it, but that's essentially what it is. So now if we were going to go to, let's say if we're going to shoot some sort of non-precision RNAV approach, so let's say that's RMP, so that's precision. So we're just using like GPS. GPS is going to be a non-precision approach. So if we were shooting this, you would have to use, you'd want to, actually that's LPV, so that's precision. LNAV, VNAV is non-precision. So you'd want to use this value, because you're not going to be able to use a radio altimeter. You're not supposed to use a radio altimeter. We could, in the 7.3, we could still set 414 in the radio altimeter, but being that it's a non-precision approach, SOPs would call to use the decision altitude since it's non-precision. It's got a decision height. See, now I'm confusing my own self. Because MDAs, well, okay, so you've got, like with the LNAV, VNAV, you've got a decision altitude and a decision height because you do have vertical guidance. Now for like an LNAV where you don't have vertical guidance, you have what's called an MDA, minimum descent altitude. At my company, the crews add 50 feet to this, and that's to account for the time it takes. So like if you are on the approach and you hit minimums and you're going around, like there has to be like pilot reaction time to be able to like pull back, increase thrust, and all that kind of stuff. So to keep you from going below the minimum descent altitude, they add 50 feet. So this would be 950 for the minimums. So at 950 feet, if they don't see the runway, they go around. and by 900 feet, which is the actual minimum descent altitude, they're starting that, they'll already be like in the climb. They won't go below that MDA. So you'll see MDAs for non-precision approaches that don't have vertical guidance. If you do have a non-precision approach with vertical guidance, you'll still have a DA, decision altitude. And then for precision approaches like an LPV, you could use the decision height. That's only going to be for precision approaches. It gets a little hairy, especially when you got all these different approaches. But if you understand like when you know what is precision, what is non-precision, then you'll know which numbers to look at. It's just knowing what approaches are precision and which ones are not. Because there's always something to learn. Then I realize how dumb I am. Dude, you're not dumb. It's just, this is the kind of stuff that you learn like when you get into, you know, the aviation industry, and it's definitely like in the technical aviation side of things. This is the stuff that you learn as dispatchers have to know the differences between a precision approach and non-precision approach. They have to know the difference between a decision altitude, decision height, and MDA. Now, like the 50-foot thing, that is actually not even in our manuals as dispatchers. For us, we care about the published minimums. So for like this RNAV GPS, the Yankee, like we care about that 900. And so like, for example, one day, one of my coworkers had a flight going into San Diego. San Diego has the localizer runway 27 approach. So there's no vertical guidance. So therefore they have an MDA. And the ceilings were pretty close. I can't remember what the minimums were, but we'll say the minimums were 900. And the METAR was showing like 800 or something like that. So anyways, they ended up going around, and like from what the METAR was showing compared to the plate, it was not below minimums. And so we were confused on why they went around. And they told us over ACARS, like, we have to add 50 feet to the MDA, and that 50 feet put them below minimums. So that was a learning deal for us because we didn't know that. As dispatchers, that doesn't really apply to us. I kind of think it should, but it's more of a pilot thing. Therefore, we're not trained on it. It's not in our manuals. It's in theirs. So anyways, we didn't know, and that's the only reason why I know that we had 50 feet was because of that one situation that unfolded in front of us. But things like that you're not going to know unless you are trained or working, you know, as a dispatcher or a pilot or something like that. So don't feel dumb. For years and years and years, I didn't know a lot of this stuff, and honestly, it'd be kind of like there's things that I've learned at later stages of my aviation career that I should have known like way before. But you know, everybody learns different times, different ways. So forever as a flight simmer, until I like really got deep into flight dispatch and learning this stuff, I would only fly ILSs because that's the only way I knew how to land an instrument approach. I didn't know how to shoot RNAVs, and I didn't understand the difference between decision height and decision altitudes and all that shit. So, but now that y'all have me, y'all can learn. So while we're on this chart, let's brief the approach real quick. Alrighty, so we are planning on the ILS runway 18 left into Austin, Texas. Our frequency is 110.5. Final approach course is 175. Let me go ahead and dial this altitude down so we don't miss our top of descent. We'll just call it 15,000 for now. Final approach fix is Dtw-Aus. I don't know how you pronounce that, but 1,600 feet. MSL, and it's the same thing what we were just talking about with the decision height versus decision altitude. So this is the decision why do I keep saying decision? Jesus Christ. This is MSL, this is AGL. So 1,600 feet is 1,108 feet off the ground at the final approach fix. So our decision height, because it's an ILS precision approach, is 200 feet off the ground. Touchdown zone elevation is 492. We have a standard 3-degree glide slope, approach lights, PAPI on the left. We go miss, we'll climb to 1,000, then a left turn, climbing left turn to 3,000 on a 040 heading. To shoot this approach, we need 200-foot ceilings and half-mile visibility or RVR 1800. Based off the METAR that Drew sent, we got 10 statute miles visibility, so we are plenty good there. Visibility is always the controlling. So let's say like we had 5 miles of visibility and our minimums were, or our ceilings were 100 feet, but the minimums are 200 feet. So technically the approach is below minimums based off of the ceilings, but the visibility is the controlling factor. So now let's say like it's the METAR reports a 1/4 mile visibility, but the RVRs are reporting like 1800 or 2400. At that point, RVRs are controlling over the visibility in the METAR, therefore we're still legal to continue the approach as long as the RVRs are like meet the minimum criteria. So like if we are doing 1.8 left, Cat 2, Cat 3, well, to shoot the approach we just need 600 RVR. As long as everything with the the approach lights and centerline lights, like all the stuff for the ILS Cat 3 works, we just need 600 RVR, runway visual range, visibility down the runway. So maybe the METAR says 1/8 statute miles, but we've got like 1,000 RVR. We're going to shoot the approach. Now a Cat 2, Cat 3 will, at least based off my company's SOPs, the landing has to be terminated in an auto land. So if they're planning a Cat 2, Cat 3 approach, it has to be an auto land. They can't hand flat. That's the only stipulation. But the big thing to take away from this is visibility is the controlling factor between ceilings and visibility. And then if you have a METAR where the visibility is lower than the minimums, but the RVR is higher than the minimums, RVR is controlling, therefore you continue the approach based off of the RVRs being above minimums. So now you know. But we are planning on Cat 1 because weather's good. So yeah, 200-foot ceilings, half-mile visibility, or RVR 1800. So we're good there. Now here's another cool little thing about approach plates and something to take away. So if the touchdown zone lights and or centerline lights are out, that does increase the minimums to 2400 RVR. But you see we got this little 1 right here, and that means if you read the little note, RVR 1800 with flight director or autopilot or HUD or to decision altitude. So like our airplane has flight directors, and we got a HUD, and we got autopilot. So if the touchdown zone lights or the centerline lights were out, we could still use 1800 RVR for this approach because we have the equipment needed to do so. Now, if the approach light system is out, there's no special note, so the RVR increases up to 4,000 or 3/4 of a mile. That's why it's important for dispatchers as well as pilots to read the NOTAMs, know what's working, know what's not working, because what's not working affects the approach and your minimums. Now, let's see. On runway 18 left, we have high intensity runway lights, centerline lights, approach lights, touchdown zone lights, PAPI on the left. We got another little note right here. So we're going to come down and read that note. The note says the angle on the glide path for the PAPI is 3 degrees. The runway is grooved. RVRs are reporting. Now, there's another thing in the NOTAMs you got to go check and make sure that none of the RVRs are NOTAMed out. And then from the glide slope, we have 7,799 feet of usable runway, and the runway is 150 feet wide. Once we land, it's going to be a left-hand turnoff. So we'll plan to turn off at either Kilo or Lima, and it's a straight taxi down to the terminal, and we'll park wherever the hell we want. It's going to be a right seat landing. Aircraft type is a 737-800 for tail strike avoidance. We're going to land auto brake level 2, and the approach course frequencies are entered in, ready to go. I like it. Let's see what our bottom altitude is. We are still in uncontrolled airspace, although Dallas-Fort Worth Center just came online a few minutes ago. Call it 5,000. So guys, this will probably be the only leg we do tonight. I did plan on doing sorry guys. It's weird, like I can see more on my screen than what y'all can see. I don't know why I was doing that. But anyways, I was planning on doing Austin to Midland, Texas, but I'm not gonna have enough time tonight. Girlfriend's gonna be on her way home here shortly, and then we're headed to go get dinner for my birthday, aka go get me some go get me a buzz with some margaritas. But I don't have shit going on tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow we'll do a Austin Midland round trip. How does that sound? I'm gonna get rid of this. Start getting our minds right. Why can't that go any further? Do y'all know why that won't go any further? It's weird. Like mine goes all the way to the middle. Why don't this one be going all the way over? Alright, Zach, man, I hope you have a great church group meeting. I need to get in on a little church group action. Lord knows my ass needs it. But thanks for coming to hang out, dude. Appreciate you as always. Let me run. Alright, so we are below transition altitude. And Drew, can I get one more Addons, please? How'd you even do that? Was that a command, or did you copy and paste from somewhere? Feet start smoking. Oh. And see, I'm bad because I'm a very real and blunt person. It's like when I go into church, like my language doesn't change. I still cuss. Man, I won't just like go walking up to some random old lady in the congregation and be like, "What the fuck's up, ma'am?" But like when I talk to Crystal, I'll still cuss, and she'll get mad at me. Like, look, if God knows everything y'all say that God knows and stuff, if He knows everything, then He knows. Like I don't mean nothing by it. I ain't like taking His name in vain. Like I'm not looking into the sky. I'm like, God, why? Like I'm not doing that shit. So if that's the truth, then piss off. Cause He knows there's no ill fate about it or whatever. Get out of here. Copy and paste from my. Okay. I need to add that as a command. I don't know how to do it, but I'll holler at Hillbilly and see if we can't get that added. Looks like the weather is still the same altimeter. Nice. It's probably really loud in y'all's ears. Baby, yeah. That's what I say every time I talk to my grandma. Talks forever. And I'm like, let me run off this phone so I can do something more conductive with my time. And I guess it'd be about time to crank that volume back up. Now, where should we park when we get to Austin? I swear to God, if this crashes, I'm gonna be not happy. It's probably struggling to figure out, like, pull up airports. We'll click on that again when we get there. And I think we'll shortcut this a little bit. No need in going all the way out there to Scoffs or whatever it was. And if the airplane comes down fast enough, then maybe we'll head straight over to towards the final approach. Really shave off some time. You know what I forgot to do this whole flight? I forgot I had packs on, and they've had their seatbelts on the entire time. They are going to be pissed. Huh? 96% satisfied. Expected departure. I departed. I bet it's because I killed the, yeah, I know what's going on. Get out of here. Close. Yeah, that's what it was. Whenever I had to restart FSUI PC, that messed that up. Good timing for a landing. That's some pretty outside. We'll try to shallow this thing off if we can. Let's go into heading mode. And heading. So why is it even turning? Because I had it set on the same heading the airplane was already flying. Alright, so now let's put in direct R2 just so we can calculate. Oh yeah, we should be good. We can get back on that path. Cutting it nice and shallow as our 5-mile range ring. There's the airport out there off to the left. Let's go ahead and go gear down. Help us out with that speed. And if we need to go miss for being unstable, we'll do it. We are a bit high. See if we can save it.
2,500.
Don't think we will. Maybe stable by 1,000 feet. And we'll see how that goes. And look at there. We pretty much did it. Definitely gusting. Austin traffic, Delta 775, 3-mile final runway 18 left. Austin.
300. Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30, 20, 10.
Keeping that nose up, keeping that nose up. Was not the prettiest approach. But we were stable by 1,000-ish. Austin traffic, Delta 775S clear, runway 18 left. Austin. Alrighty. Nice. Well, welcome to Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new scenery from Dominic Design, I believe is their name. I've been wanting an Austin for a while. I would prefer to have a Dallas or a Houston. Seems like some of these developers are kind of avoiding these at the really big airports, but they might be for a good reason. Maybe they know some stuff that we don't of other developers making them or something. Some good frame rates. It's always a good thing. Damn, man, I kind of want to keep flying. Man, what a view. That's how it's done. I don't know that's how it's done. Probably not great that we were like, you know, way high and then like really dove it down, but you know. We were established on the ILS at 1,000 feet. So I would say we were good. But definitely, I do think that kept the nose up for a while, which is pretty nice. See one Southwest airplane over there. And we'll shut down one. Or like one engine, not number one. Don't really know who or where to park. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see very clearly into the terminal. I like that a lot. Just wish I knew where Delta parked. Well, we'll go park at 15. Hopefully GSX will load. Oh god, I don't even know what terminal. We'll sit here and wait for a second. There's only, it just says terminal. It doesn't say A or nothing. Let's see, parking gates and coordinates. Yeah, so we definitely need a GSX for this. Oh, here we go. Okay, this will work. Gates 15. I'm kind of digging this airport, not gonna lie. And it's like a pretty decently designed airport as far as like whoever designed this airport in real life. Like plenty of open room to be able to pass folks like other airplanes and such. There's like 3 taxiways just on the apron alone. 2 or 3? 2. Alrighty, here's our gate. Got our marshaller out there. Maybe we can get the second leg in of this like later tonight once Crystal goes to sleep. If I'm able to, after, because we usually when we go to this Mexican restaurant, we drink like a 42-ounce margarita or something like that. Alrighty, idle. For some reason that's not working. And we'll shut down number 1. Let's see if she dances. I doubt it. I guess that means she ain't gonna dance. Nope, she gone. No biggie. Man, I love that. You can see the passengers walking around in there. So I've seen some airports, some third-party airports, where they're in there walking around, but because of like the glass, you can't really see them very well. Oh, Crystal's calling. Stand by. Old Mr. Jetbridge needs to be getting the ass over here. Okay, so what's the deal with the jet bridges? I guess the jet bridges don't work. Oh, actually, I think I know part of the problem. I think it's using the GSX jetways. I need to go in. So if any of y'all have GSX, I show you something. Okay, cool. So what you'd want to do is go to config, and then I just suggest this for any add-on airports, any third-party airports, to take them out of the jetway configuration and let whatever jetways that the developer wanted to use. So I'm going to do that with Detroit because I haven't removed them. Actually, I did because I had the other freeware. And now Austin. So we're going to move that over there. Apply. I'm going to want to do that for Midland too. You don't have to do it. You don't have to hit apply after every single one. You can move them all over and then hit apply. I got to get in the habit of doing this every time I add a new airport. MAF, so Midland, Texas. Bam. We'll apply that. And that way we'll have the jetways that the developer wanted, which are probably more realistic to the airport and potentially work better. So we'll exit this. Cool. Well, guys. Yes, sir. 42 ounces of margarita. It's a big-ass margarita with a Corona sticking out the top. So, like, as you drink the margarita, you kind of lift the beer and, like, put some Corona in there. It's really good. Really, really good. Sehr gut, as the Germans would say. I think that's how they'd say that. Like, very good. Kill that. that is FS realistic sounds that you're hearing. Now the question is though, is I have no GSX ground equipment, and now of course GSX wants to stop working. Bobbly swaggered. Just click exclude. So I do that, but it doesn't exclude them all. It gets some of them. Like for me, I think I've got 74. Let's see what Valana says. Valana says I have 74 add-on airports. So it probably gets about a third of those. There's still a lot of them that it doesn't get. And you can tell too, like these are way wrong. Like this jetway's in the fucking terminal. So for me, at least, I found it works best if I just go exclude all of them one by one, and then it tends to work. But there's also some other weird stuff going on, at least that I've noticed with marketplace airports. Like I've had ImagineSim Atlanta forever, since it first came out. And recently, I started noticing that it's still overlaying like a lot of the Asobo Atlanta airport, like taxiway markings and parking markings and stuff like that, along with the third-party ImagineSim scenery. The only way I've been able to get rid of that is to go in, uninstall ImagineSim, reinstall ImagineSim through content and whatever it's called, the content thing, content manager, and then that will do it. But as soon as I kill the sim and restart, it's there again. I noticed that in the developer mode, there's a like a scenery, I don't know what you call it, where basically like you layer the scenery or something like that. I need to do some research to see how that works. I'm sure that would fix the problem for me, but I don't want to go in there and mess with anything without me knowing how to do it, so I don't screw nothing up. So I've been noticing that's a thing too. Between it, I don't know if it's just marketplace sceneries or what. But anyways, I digress. Guys, thank y'all so much for coming to hang out with me on my birthday. I am 32 years old today. I'm getting old. My body's feeling old. I will probably be feeling that margarita I'm going to drink tonight. Probably be feeling that tomorrow. If I don't get too hammered and I'm still awake whenever Crystal goes to bed, then might try to run leg 2 of this stream. Maybe do a quick round trip from Austin to Midland and back. I don't think it would take too terribly long. So hopefully I'll see y'all again tonight. If not, then we'll do the second half of this stream tomorrow. And again, thank y'all so much. Drew, thank you so much for that very kind gift. Probably going to hang on to that until some more sceneries come out, because I think I've got pretty much everything that I want thus far. But yeah, thank you so much, dude. That was so kind of you. Definitely didn't have to do that. And everybody else, have a great night. And actually, the guy, my best friend that called me earlier today, he told me a cool little saying. I was like, you know what, I'm going to steal that. So until the next time, keep it on the wrong side. Be good or be good at it. And we'll catch you on the next stream. See y'all later. Have a good one.